It's day 16 of 25 of Unleashing Your Inner Psychic, and today we are talking about creating a journal where you can keep track of all of the cool synchronicities and interesting things that happen to you once you start opening yourself up to the universe. When I first started, I would keep track of things in my fabulous sparkly notebooks from Walmart. You can see I even had tabs about when things happened, what they were, who they were about, the date. And that way, when I met up with someone, whether it was at school or a family member, and I had gotten information for them during one of my morning meditations, which I'd put in my notebooks, I would know exactly where to look to share that with them. I did this for like the first 2 years. I kept everything in paper notebooks. Give me a second and I'll show you how many I have. This whole shelf is filled with most, but not even all, of the sparkly notebooks that I filled during the first 2 years when things started happening for me. Chances are, if you're following me, you've already had some pretty cool things happen to you, or things have happened way in the past that you kind of brushed aside, but now you're realizing, hey, maybe I have some gifts here. So your first assignment is to, whether it's in a notebook, your phones, the notes on your phone, somewhere that you can go back to and reference easily so that you have a record of things that have happened, you can start seeing patterns, is to do your first sit down and write down anything really cool that has happened to you in the past that seems a little paranormal or, too much to just be coincidence. From this point forward, I do suggest using that same notebook to use for your morning meditations or your evening meditations or whenever it is that you're tuning in and taking notes. About, like I said, 2 years in, when I started doing this professionally, I switched over to an iPad with the GoodNotes app so that I can save some trees and also make it easier for me to reference. And you can just write right on here and take notes, whatever is easiest for you. The best part about this is, as I said, as you get things, you don't have to be right with someone. You might start getting information, whether it's psychic or via mediumship, for someone else that you know, a friend or a loved one, and you can make notes about it. You don't have to be right there with them, and it's nice and quiet, and you don't have that pressure of being right there with them. You make notes about it, whatever you receive from your guides or angels, and then when you see them, you've got it right there, and there's your validation.